While robot vacuums are all the rage these days, wet dry vacuums are becoming more and more popular since they allow you to quickly and easily clean up a huge mess on your floor or use them as an alternative to those disposable mop pads that aren't really that great for the environment or your wallet as well, especially in the long term. In this video, I'm going to showcase what the new Dreame H12 Pro FlexReach can do. And we're going to be doing a head-to-head comparison with the Tineco ONE S5, which is currently the world's best-selling wet-dry vacuum, to see if Dreame's new option has what it takes to take on the leader in the wet-dry vacuum segment. So before we get to that head-to-head comparison between these two devices, let's take a look at the Dreame H12 Pro and some of the highlights that it has. Since first and foremost, this is of course a vacuum, suction power is going to be incredibly important here. And the H12 Pro has plenty of it, rated at 18,000 pascals of suction, allowing it to pretty much vacuum up anything that it comes across. And to make sure you can easily vacuum and also mop underneath your low-hanging furniture, it's been designed with a 180-degree lie-flat reach, allowing it to clean all the way under furniture that's just 14 centimeters off the ground. Or if your furniture is a little bit lower, it can go up to 9.6 centimeters, allowing the head of the vacuum to get underneath it. Unlike the Tineco and some other competing devices at this price point, the H12 Pro features Dreame's TangleCut technology with a built-in comb, blade, and also a scraper built around the roller mop head that gets rid of any hair while you're vacuuming so that it doesn't build up over time. This is crucial for making maintenance a whole lot easier since you don't have to manually remove the mop roller head and then pull out all of the hair by hand. The last few highlights for this unit actually kick in once you're done cleaning. Just place it back onto the base station and the H12 Pro will start cleaning itself, which is pretty standard, but Dreame's taken things to the next level with a bi-directional roller mop cleaning, which makes sure that there's no additional hair that's built up into the roller mop, but also make sure that it's cleaned out incredibly well with a 90°C hot water cleaning so that there's no bacteria or mold buildup over time. And then it finishes things off with a 5-minute 90°C heating dry cycle as well, which helps reduce odors, mildew, and that bacteria buildup that can happen if the mop roller is simply drying at room temperature like a lot of competing devices do. So now that we've gotten all of those highlights out of the way, it's time for that head-to-head comparison between the Tineco ONE S5 and the Dreame H12 Pro and see how these two devices compare in everyday use. Let's take a look. We're going to kick things off first with a wet and dry debris suction test. For this, I've measured out the same amount of milk, water, rice, oatmeal, and cereal, and we're going to see how much that each wet dry vac can clean up in its first single pass, but then also see how long it takes to clean up the whole mess as well. For this first test, it looks like both devices were actually pretty evenly matched for that first pass, but if we were looking to suck up the entire mess, the Dreame seems to have pulled ahead a little bit more than the Tineco did. For the second test, we're going to be cleaning up a dried coffee stain that's been on the floor for about 48 hours. And for this, we're going to be going a little bit slower just because cleaning up stains is a little bit harder. But it looks like in the end, both devices performed right about the same, with the Dreame and the Tineco both managing to clean up the stain in a matter of seconds. For test number 3, we're going to be testing out how each of these devices does with edge cleaning. While they both manage to clean really close to the edge, the Dreame H12 Pro does have the advantage here with a dual edge cleaning design, allowing you to get up all the way up to the wall or baseboard no matter which direction you're actually coming from. With the Tineco, you'll still be able to clean really close to that edge, but you might have a few awkward situations if you're trying to clean out a corner like this or can only access the wall from one direction. As I mentioned earlier, the Dreame H12 Pro does have a dedicated TangleCut system to make sure that any hair is removed from the roller mop as you're vacuuming and mopping your floor. So let's put that to the test now, vacuuming up some hair with the Dreame and the Tineco We're letting that run for 20 to 30 seconds, giving that hair enough time to roll around that roller mop, then also enough time to make sure the suction kicks in so that the vacuums can hopefully clean out as much of that hair as possible. And then let's check the bottom here to see how much buildup is still left. Now, it's not surprising at all to see that the Dreame definitely came out ahead in this category, a lot better than what the Tineco was able to do. And that brings us to the battery life test, which is something that is incredibly important if you're looking for a device like this, especially if you're trying to clean and mop your entire house. Both devices are rated to run for 35 minutes while in their standard mode, so let's turn them on to see how long they actually last. This test was pretty close as well, with the Tineco and the Dreame both surpassing the rated 35 minutes of runtime that they were both given. But the Tineco actually managed to outperform the Dreame by just a couple of minutes, giving it a slight advantage in this category. Next up, we're going to be doing a flexibility test to see how well these two units do when cleaning underneath low-hanging furniture. Now, it's not surprising that the Dreame definitely came out ahead in this category with its 180-degree lie-flat design, but the Tineco does manage to get the head of its roller mop underneath some furniture. It's just not going to be able to reach as far back. Last but definitely not least, we're going to be doing a self-cleaning and drying test with these two devices. But before we run this, we're going to be cleaning up a cup of spilled coffee with both of them. This is what we're left with once that coffee is cleaned up. As you can see, the roller mops are definitely dirty. We're going to be doing a paper towel test just to show you how wet and dirty both of those are. And then we're going to do the same test later on just to show what the difference is. Keep in mind that the Dreame does have a bi-directional mop roller rotation, allowing it to scrape and clean the mop, making sure that it gets a whole lot cleaner. And then of course, it does have that 5-minute fast drying cycle, which we're going to let run as well. With those cleaning and drying cycles finished up, let's take a look at those mop rollers. The H12 Pros is definitely a lot cleaner than what we started out with. And the heating dry cycle seems to have worked fairly well, as you can see with the paper towel test here. It's still a little bit damp, but it's much drier than what we started with. As for the Tineco, the mop roller is clean as well. I'm really not sure if you'll be able to tell the difference between the two in terms of cleanliness, but let's do the paper towel test here. And this is actually where you're going to be seeing the difference. That cleaning cycle seems to have dried it maybe just a little bit, but it's probably a full day away from being just as dry as what you get with the Dreame, since this has to air dry at room temperature. I think the one thing that really stands out the most in this head-to-head comparison between the Tineco ONE S5 and the Dreame H12 Pro is that wet dry vacuums are really good at what they do. But if you're looking for a device that outclasses the competition in not just one, but maybe 4 to 5 ways, the Dreame is the way to go. And now Dreame is offering a 10% discount right now on the H12 Pro, in addition to the discount code, which is linked in the video description below. If you guys want more details about the Dreame device, be sure to leave those in the comments and I'll answer those questions as best as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.